5:30 now to our Facebook story of the day. In 2008, 616,000 people died of heart disease, which accounted for 25% of all deaths in the U.S. that year. It's the leading cause of death for both men and women.
Each year, about 785,000 people have their first heart attack, and nearly 500,000 have their second or third. There are some very clear risk factors, of course, including high blood pressure, smoking, high cholesterol, and most importantly, inactivity.
As we here on Good Day help create awareness for heart disease and the walk for the life, the reality of the killer hits home, as even us here on the show have been touched.
So this morning we wanted to share some of our stories and hope that you will also share yours with us.
That's right. My uncle Richard, has had several battles when it comes to his heart over the years. He's always been pretty fit and healthy. He served in Desert Storm and in the military for over 20 years, which could have been a contributing factor. We're still not, sure about it, but when we found out that he had to have surgery a few years back, it was kind of a shock to us all. And he's the youngest of 16 children.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
a lot.
I have a lot of uncles and a lot of uncles and aunts, and
he was the baby.
He's the baby. He's the baby out of all of them, and he's the baby boy. And fortunately, he's still here. He's still living to talk about it, and he's eating healthier and doing more things in his life, to be healthy and heart conscious. But I mean, it was a scare because I think he was like 40 or 42 when we first found out that he was having heart problems, which is kind of young.
Really young,
Yeah,
and I'm really happy, and it's really fortunate he has another chance.
Absolutely,
To correct things.
absolutely.
So that's good. That's what we're talking about today.
Definitely, definitely.
Fixed. Well, my stepdad was actually really more than a step-parent, having been my dad for a majority of my life. He was a great guy. He owned a hotel at 18, professionally raced snowmobiles and boats. He was a chef. He also spent time late in his life as a trucker. As you go through that list of risks, heart disease, Dad had them all: high cholesterol, high blood pressure. He smoked like a chimney. He was heavy. I mean, he would. This is no lie. He eat like a half a stick of butter on an English muffin.
Wow.
I mean, he.
Wow.
And he drank a good bit as well. He survived a couple of heart attacks, and Dad, being Dad, he didn't figure. I'm bulletproof.
Yeah.
Right.
And he had stints, went through the whole thing.
Right.
So 3 days after Father's Day in 2003, my brother and I lost my stepdad, Bill McQuillan, but to heart disease, and I'm telling you, the whole list, every single one of that list, I was like, yep. There wasn't even, it wasn't like a risk factor of one or two.
Yeah.
And again, this is what we're talking about, how important it is to be mindful, not only the risk factors, but if you are getting the warning signs where you're going to the doctor, that really is the time to start making some changes in your life.
Wow.
And here's a picture of my beautiful maternal grandmother, Miss Sarah Ann Graves King. She had 5 children, devoted wife, loved her dearly, and she actually had some stress early in life. She lost one of her children at 5 years of age, and she never actually recovered from that. So I think her symptom was stress.
Yeah.
I really believe
definitely.
that she just never quite got over it. It was the baby that she lost of the 5 children, and she very suddenly and tragically passed away at 7:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
We were all in the house.
Wow.
So although she was surrounded by her family, one could say, we weren't expecting that.
Right.
Nobody was expecting that. It came on like a train. And so we were shocked and devastated, of course, for that Christmas and every Christmas after. I mean, I still remember what time it happened, obviously. So it made a big impact. So I just wanted to say, when you take care of yourself, you're also taking care of
Other
your
people
loved
around you.
ones around you, because of course, the loss of my grandmother was just a huge impact on the whole family. It still is.
Yeah.
So it's just so important that you take care of yourself. Whether it's for your children or for your husband.
Absolutely.
If you can't, because some people are like, they don't care about themselves as much as they care about their loved
Other
ones.
people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll put themselves out just to help other people, and that ends up adding on to that stress.
Exactly. They don't consider themselves sometimes as important as they do the others. So if that has to be your motivating factor, fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever gets you there.
Yeah, just taking that first step, just taking that first step to do something, to eat better, or, like you said, if you see the signs, just go and ask a doctor and get checked. Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
And as you can see this morning from these stories, heart disease really affects all of us.
That's right. So here's what we're asking you this morning. As we mentioned, the Good Day Columbia team is wearing jeans today to raise awareness about heart disease. Are there any stories of heart disease in your family that you would like to share?
A viewer posting on our Facebook page this morning, Butch C, shares with us, my daddy died from a heart attack in 1986. He was 68. My brother had 3 heart attacks. The last one was back in 2003, 54 at the time. He's doing okay. I also have heart disease, 40% blockage. but I'm doing okay also. And Bush, thank you so much, and we're glad you're doing well.
And we're
Absolutely.
sorry for your loss. And I just want to say real quick too, it does run in the family. So that's another
definitely.
thing to keep in mind if you have a family history of heart issues. Definitely, you have to be more
Absolutely.
vigilant. So we want to hear your thoughts on the subject. We want to hear your stories. So please post them on our Watch Fox Facebook page or tweet us at #WatchGDC. And of course, we're going to be talking about this throughout the entire show. But we definitely want to hear from you and how it's affected you.
Absolutely.